We're going to learn some things about metamorphic rocks now, but we're going to start with my finger shoved up through a piece of paper. And when I shoved the finger up, it dragged the paper up along that curve you see indicated by the red arrow. We've been talking about mountain ranges formed by squeezing together that gives you high peaks floating on a thick root, and how once you get those peaks up there, erosion tends to take them off, but then the root comes bobbing back up to make the peaks almost as high as they were. You might think that if you had some layers of rock nearby, that they would be dragged up along the rising mountains, and in fact, they are. And you can see this in many places. One of the really good places to see it is along the front of the Rockies. So this is just outside of Denver at a place called Red Rocks. The mountains are just off to the left of this picture, and they bobbed up like that, and you can see these dragged up rocks that are so spectacular along there. You find this all along the front of the Rockies. This is down at Garden of the Gods near Colorado Springs. The dragged up rocks are in the foreground, and in the back is Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak here is granite that solidified way down in the earth, and it is surrounded in many places by metamorphic rocks. Now, metamorphic rocks most commonly start out as mud, as a mud rock that's called shale. And if this is buried way deep in the earth, it is heated, it is squeezed, it gets chemically active fluids, it changes. By the way, that is the toe of my running shoe for scale, so you know how big it is. And when it changes, you may end up with either melted rock altogether, you get granites, or you can end up with metamorphic rocks. And here are some metamorphic rocks at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You find things like this in the Smokies, the Rockies, and elsewhere. So it really is true. The mountains get high by being squeezed horizontally. They have deep roots. Erosion takes off the top. The bottom comes up. Sometimes you see where the next door rocks were dragged up, and eventually in the heart of the mountain range you see something that once was very, very deep.